Woo! All right, test run, Supermatics. So I'm gonna step in, do some riding, tell you guys how they feel, the highs, the lows, pros and cons, if there are any. Do a lap up here at Heavenly. Let's go. There we go. Full disclosure, the first turn, I thought I was clicked in and I wasn't, and the binding opened, I fell. So, I mean, I think that's partial user error, just not being used to it, but you really need to be sure that you're like clicked into these bindings. I think it's because there's so much powder snow, just like some snow got in there. But the nice thing about the Supermatic so far is that they do have like the straps, so you have that like strapped in feel, which is nice for like a step-in system, I think, to have that locked in, tight, strapped in feeling. However, with the straps, like my right foot, it feels like it's a little bit loose, so I do need to adjust those straps to get them a bit tighter. But so far, I like the locked in feeling with the straps, but let's continue on. Let me just show you guys the whole setup if you didn't see the previous video. But the step-ons have like all these straps, and these straps actually like lock. So if I want to adjust them, I just open up the lock and now I can adjust and then re-lock. So once you get the strap set and locked in, then when you step into them, the straps are already there. And I thought that I wouldn't be able to get the straps tight enough because you're constantly putting your foot in and out. But as I'm riding, the straps feel like super secure and like locked in place. I'm actually gonna adjust my right boot, make the straps a bit tighter. But yeah, it's understandable. First day, just getting like everything kind of set up, locked in place. There, that feels much better. So a few pros and cons, I think, of the Supermatics. The pro is obviously the ease of like putting your foot in, clicking that in, and also the ease of getting your boot out. That's super smooth. The step-on system with the straps, I think, is a bonus too, because as I'm riding, I just feel like super locked into the snowboard, which, I mean, that's the most important thing to me. Like, I don't mind straps or step-ins as long as I'm riding, I feel like the gear is allowing me to ride to my fullest potential. A couple, I guess, drawbacks. One is that the Supermatics, they do weigh like a little bit more than traditional binding, so a little extra weight. And also there is like a bit of a method of putting your feet in. You gotta have the snow cleared out. It has to be like on somewhat level ground, and you don't want to have like snow getting into that. And also, once you do have your foot in, you really have to kind of give it a couple extra pushes just to make sure it's like locked and clicked in. So like extra things that you have to do because it's a step-in system. Another thing as well, the bindings are probably going to perform differently in powder compared to like just on the groomers or in the park. So we'll have to give them a try another day as well, just with like non-powder conditions. Tree. My final thoughts on the Supermatics, some pros and cons. Definitely the pros is that because they have the straps, you feel like you're just riding traditional bindings. Like as I'm riding through the trees, it just feels very secure, locked in, and like I'm able to ride to my full potential. But some of the cons too is that they are a bit hard to get in, like your foot in the deep snow. I found myself like struggling a little bit, like snow gets in there, you got to clear it out, and then you're pushing down to get your foot in, which is making you sink in the snow. So that's kind of like a challenge in the deeper snow, but I can see it being an easier system on groomed runs. And I guess overall, I would say that they didn't actually make my day in deep powder any easier. If anything, it added some struggles, but that could also be, you know, day one on something new. But I feel like, you know, if you're gonna have Supermatics just for groomers, I see potential there. We'll have to do a groomer day on the Supermatics to test them out. But for deep snow, for myself, I feel like just the traditional bindings work just as well. If you guys have Supermatics and if you have any feedback you want to share it in the comments, it'd be great to hear from you guys. Or if you have any questions, hit me up down below. I'll put links to the Supermatics in the description if you guys want to check them out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have fun out there snowboarding. Catch you in the next video. And it is dumping out here in Heavenly. Woo! Look at all this snow.